Alright, welcome to Project Stargazer. I'm going to hop right into this, but this is essentially the internal NASA memorandum that I was talking about in a previous video. So, essentially, we're going to look over a few different things. Excuse me. So we're going to look over the Apollo 11 moon landing, which happened July 20th, 1969. 2017 UTC. Excuse me. So, the astro pattern anomalies. We're looking at the lunar transit alignment. Moon was at 29 degrees of Aquarius, being the anaretic degree. Crises of completion. Okay? Saturn conjunct Ketu in Aries. Historical weight, pioneering under pressure. Mars exactly sextile Pluto. Precision explosive energy. Our conscious timeline selection. Our probability models show Armstrong's one small step occurred during a 3-minute quantum window, where the moon's progressed position aligned with Kennedy's 1961 moon speech, charts midheaven. Very important. Jupiter expansion formed exact trine to launch day sun. The landing avoided a Mercury-Venus square by 2.2 hours. The silent 13 minutes. So during communications blackout, telemetry showed unexpected biorhythm synchronization among all 3 astronauts. Medical data indicates they entered a collective alpha state matching the moon's electromagnetic pulse frequency. The mission succeeded not despite astrological tension, but because of it. The planetary pattern created a necessity breeds innovation matrix that forced perfect execution. So here's our second case study, Challenger disaster. This date was January 28th, 1986, 1639 UTC. Oh. Okay, so the Icarus fault, red flags, and the cosmic weather. We look at our critical aspect geometry, O-ring correlation, and launch window analysis. So first, Saturn structure limitation at 0 degrees Sagittarius, galactic center alignment. Mars action machinery at 0 degrees Taurus, fixed star Alpha conjunct the demon star. Moon at 29 degrees Scorpio, anaretic degree of death and transformation. The O-ring correlation. Saturn rules rubber containment. Saturn at galactic center and algal Mars created a cosmic pressure differential pattern that mirrored the physical O-ring failure mechanism. Our models show this combination increases material brittleness probability by 37%. Launch window analysis. Alternative window 24 hours later would have featured Moon into Sagittarius, optimism, Mars separated from algal, Venus trine Neptune, grace under pressure, and probability of success 94.7%. The disaster wasn't written in the stars, but occurred at a moment of maximum cosmic fragility, where small engineering flaws became catastrophic under specific celestial stress patterns. Here's our third case study, Internet breakthrough Arpanet. October 29th, 1969, 22:30 PST. Hermesnet, the Mercury-Uranus conjunction event. Historical alignment involved Mercury communication. Conjunct Uranus innovation at 29 degrees Libra. Remembering that 29 degrees is our anaretic. Oop, way too big. Okay, so both trine Jupiter and Aquarius, expansion of ideas. Pluto and Virgo, systematic transformation. Network node resonance. The first message, log in, traveled between UCLA and Stanford during a Mercury hour, planetary hour of communication on a Mercury day, Wednesday. This created a harmonic reinforcement of the transmission. The failed success. System crashed after LO, but this failure created the necessary imperfection that spurred rapid iteration. Mars square Neptune that day ensured the system wasn't too perfect too soon, forcing adaptation. Internet's birth chart shows a perfect Mercury-Uranus signature for revolutionary communication, with enough Mars-Neptune friction to ensure organic, resilient growth rather than brittle perfection. COVID-19 pandemic recognition, March 11th, 2020. We have the WHO Declaration, Pluto gates, Saturn-Pluto conjunction analysis, Capricorn convergence, Saturn conjunct Pluto at 22 degrees Capricorn exact, January 12th, 2020. Jupiter joining conjunction in March, amplification, all three Capricorn, government, structures, boundaries. Historical pattern recognition. Previous Saturn-Pluto conjunctions, we had 1982, HIV/AIDS recognized, 1914, World War II begins, mass mobilization, trenches equal viral warfare, 1518, major syphilis pandemic in Europe. The breath metaphor. So Saturn, restriction, and Pluto, transformation, and Capricorn, lungs in medical astrology equal perfect symbolic storm for respiratory disease that would transform societal structures through restriction. While not predicting the specific virus, our models flag January through March 2020 as a maximum probability window for structural health crises requiring global response. The pattern didn't create the virus, but created the conditions for its global impact. Let's talk about 9/11. And before I get into this, viewer discretion advised. Obviously, I'm just trying to teach astrology. That's all. Just doing my job. So, September 11th, 2001, 8:46 EDT, Mars retrograde field, unprecedented alignment. We had Mars retrograde at 0 degrees Aquarius, stationary direct that day. Saturn structures opposite Uranus, sudden change exact. Pluto, power death, square the nodes, karmic turning point. And really quick, this is very important. So Pluto was squaring the nodes. If you don't know what these things are, you gotta know right now. Rahu is what? The head with no body. And Ketu is what? The body with no head. Also known as the south node of the moon. And Rahu is the north node of the moon. Okay? Now that we broke that down, let's look at the station direct trigger. So Mars went direct at 14:53 UTC, 6 hours after the first impact. In stationary, Mars creates pent-up action seeking release. The attacks occurred during the maximum pressure buildup before release. Air travel correlation. So Mars rules aircraft, engines, conflict, Mercury. Travel was square, Neptune, confusion, fog, creating ideal conditions for air traffic control confusion and hijack success. The astrological environment represented a perfect storm for a coordinated surprise attack using aircraft. The Mars station created a psychological timing window where aggressive action felt necessary or fated to perpetrators. Let's look at the fall of the Berlin Wall, November 9th, 1989. Jupiter Libra. Jupiter-Neptune harmony, impossible alignment. So Jupiter, planet of expansion and freedom, conjunct Neptune, the planet of dissolution of boundaries, in Capricorn. Sun, leadership, trine Uranus, revolution, exact, in Mercury, announcements, stationing direct. Miscommunication that changed history. The accidental announcement that borders were open occurred during a Mercury station, notorious for communication errors, but this error aligned with Jupiter-Neptune dissolving barriers. Cement steel correlation. Saturn rules walls, structures was unaspected, cosmically neutralized, allowing the wall's physical and symbolic power to dissolve without violent Saturnian backlash. Celestial environments support a peaceful dissolution of rigid structures through expanded consciousness, Jupiter, Neptune, rather than violent revolution. Here's our research implications, confirmed correlations, operational applications, ethical boundaries. So first, our CC. Saturn-Pluto alignments correlate with structural crises, 87% confidence. Mars stationary events show increased conflict probability, 72% confidence. Jupiter-Neptune conjunctions correlate with peaceful boundary dissolution, 68% confidence. Our OA. Mission timing. Avoid Mars retrograde stations for conflict-prone operations. Launch windows. Consider Mercury aspects for communication-critical missions. Crises planning. Saturn-Pluto periods warrant increased structural resilience checks. Okay. Our EB. Pattern recognition. Prediction. Celestial influences appear to amplify probabilities rather than determine events. Human choice remains dominant variable in all equations. This research remains internal to CPAU, but I'll give it to the YouTube channel due to potential misinterpretation. Whatever. You guys can obviously tell that AI helped me write this. Celestial pattern analysis supplements, but does not replace conventional risk assessment models. Alright. Subscribe and like if you want a part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. And either way, we'll be teaching you more advanced astrology that no other YouTuber is going to teach you. Thank you for watching with peace and love.